Picture this. The grid goes down, power's out, and your fresh food is toast. But don't worry, here at Preppers Community, we've got a plan from the ultimate masters of off-grid living, the Amish. They've been doing it for centuries, and trust me, they've got this whole food preservation thing down to an art form. Today, we're revealing 10 genius ways to keep your food fresh without a refrigerator. Let's jump right in. First up is an ancient solution, digging a cool chamber underground. Just a few feet below the surface, the ground is cooler than your fridge during an outage. The earth acts as a natural insulator, keeping temperatures consistently cool, which is exactly what you want for your precious supplies. A simple hole, maybe 3 feet deep, lined with stones or wood can make all the difference. Cover it with a sturdy board or some canvas, and you've got yourself a makeshift subterranean pantry. The key is to keep it dark and humid, mimicking the natural conditions that preserve food best. This method has been used for centuries, from ancient civilizations to your grandparents, probably. It's low-tech, sustainable, and most importantly, it works. So channel your inner groundhog and get digging. Number 2, the classic root cellar. Think of it like a bunker for your veggies, a subterranean safe haven where your potatoes can weather any storm. Basically, you're creating a dedicated space, ideally underground or partially submerged, that's cool, dark, and slightly humid. You can convert an existing basement or crawl space, or if you're feeling ambitious, construct one from scratch. The key is proper ventilation to prevent spoilage and a consistent temperature, ideally between 32 and 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Root vegetables like potatoes, onions, and carrots will last for months down here, as will apples, pears, and other hardy produce. The Amish have relied on root cellars for generations, and for good reason. They're reliable, efficient, and provide peace of mind knowing you've got a secure source of fresh food. And what about good old-fashioned clay pots? Number 3. Burying pots in the ground. Place your food in clay pots and bury them. The ground acts as a natural cooler, keeping everything fresh. Clay is porous, allowing for a bit of airflow, which helps regulate the temperature and prevents your food from becoming waterlogged. The earth surrounding the pot acts like a giant heat sink, absorbing excess warmth and maintaining a cool, stable environment. You want unglazed clay pots, the kind your grandma used to make flower pots with. Pack your food tightly inside and seal the top with a tight-fitting lid. Find a shady spot in your yard, dig a hole slightly larger than your pot, and gently nestle it inside. Cover it back up with soil, leaving just the lid exposed. Chapter 4. Zephyr Pots. This ingenious method is like having a mini fridge powered by nothing but evaporation. The Amish use pots inside of pots with wet sand in between. As the water in the sand evaporates, it draws heat away from the inner pot, creating a cooling effect. It's perfect for keeping smaller items cool like fruits, vegetables, cheese, and even leftovers. Just remember to keep the sand moist. Think of it like watering a very thirsty plant. It's a low-tech solution that harnesses the power of nature to keep your food fresh. Plus, it's portable. Imagine taking your Zephyr pot on a camping trip. Chapter 5, Ice, Ice, Baby. Technique number 5 is ice cold. Literally, ice harvesting. In the depths of winter, when lakes and ponds are frozen solid, it's time to channel your inner lumberjack and get to work. First, you'll need to gather your tools. A saw or chainsaw for cutting the ice, a sledgehammer for breaking larger pieces, and some good old-fashioned muscle. Once you've harvested your ice blocks, transport them back to your ice house. Don't have an ice house? No problem. Any well-insulated structure will do. A shed, a basement, even a deep pit lined with straw. Layer the ice blocks inside your storage area, separating each layer with sawdust, straw, or even old newspapers. This insulation helps prevent air circulation and slows down the melting process. With proper care, your ice harvest can last for months. Chapter 6. Wax seals. This time-tested technique has been used for centuries to preserve food and prevent spoilage. The Amish swear by the power of wax seals. All you need is some food-grade paraffin wax, a double boiler or saucepan, and your jars of preserved goodness. Melt the wax slowly over low heat, then carefully dip the rim of each jar into the molten wax, creating a secure seal. As the wax cools, it hardens, forming an airtight barrier that locks in freshness and keeps out moisture, air, and any unwanted critters. Wax seals are incredibly versatile and work wonders for a variety of preserved goods. Jams, jellies, pickles, canned fruits and vegetables, you name it, wax conceal it. Chapter 7. Solar power, not just for your gadgets. Number 7. Solar dehydration. When the power's out, the sun becomes your new best friend. Forget fancy dehydrators and electric ovens. All you need is sunshine, a bit of breeze, and some ingenuity. Lay your fruits and veggies on trays and let the sun do the work. Slice your fruits and vegetables thinly and arrange them in a single layer on trays or screens. The key is to allow for good air circulation. Find a sunny spot outdoors, ideally with a gentle breeze, and set up your drying station. Cover the trays with cheesecloth or netting to protect your bounty from pesky insects. Depending on the humidity and temperature, solar dehydration can take anywhere from a few days to a week or more. Dehydrated fruits and vegetables are incredibly shelf-stable, lightweight, and packed with flavor. Number 8 comes straight from nature, cool streams. If you live near a stream or lake, use the flowing water to keep your food cool. The Amish have been doing it for years. You'll need a container that's waterproof, sturdy, and secure. A plastic bin with a tight-fitting lid works well, or you can get creative with a canvas bag or even a metal bucket. Find a spot in the stream or lake where the water is cool and flowing but not too turbulent. Submerge your container, making sure it's securely anchored to a rock or tree root to prevent it from floating away. The constant flow of water will help regulate the temperature inside, keeping your perishable items cool and fresh. This method is particularly useful for short-term storage, especially during warmer months. Number 9. Hay packing. The Amish use hay to insulate food from heat, keeping it fresh longer. Hay can be surprisingly effective for insulating individual items and keeping them cool. Start with a sturdy container, a wooden crate, a basket, even a cardboard box will do. Line the bottom with a thick layer of hay, then arrange your food items inside, making sure to leave some space between them for air circulation. Pack more hay around and on top of the food, creating a snug, insulating layer. Store your hay-packed container in a cool, dry place, away from direct sunlight. This method works especially well for root vegetables, fruits, and eggs. Finally, number 10. Cold smoking. This age-old technique not only preserves food but infuses it with an irresistible smoky flavor. The Amish, with their tradition of smoking meats and cheeses, know that a little smoke goes a long way. If you want to preserve meat for a long time, the Amish recommend cold smoking. You'll need a smoker, but don't worry, it doesn't have to be fancy. The key to cold smoking is to keep the temperature low and the smoke flowing. You're not trying to cook the food, just infuse it with smoke and dry it out slowly. This process can take anywhere from a few hours to several days, depending on the type of food and the desired level of smokiness. Cold smoking works wonders for a variety of meats, including fish, poultry, and red meat. It's also great for cheese, nuts, and even spices. Ready to put these genius techniques to the test? Remember, these are skills that could save your life in a crisis. Don't wait for the power to go out before you get prepared. Start now. Share this video with someone who needs to know these life-saving hacks before it's too late. With these 10 genius ways to keep your food fresh, you'll be prepared for any emergency. So channel your inner Amish, embrace the art of food preservation, and remember, when the going gets tough, the tough get resourceful. Until next time, stay prepared.